Alright, hello and welcome to the very first in hopefully many Lucky Hit podcasts. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk. It's going to be non-linear, nonsensical most of the time. It's just going to be rambling, interspersed with bits of music, and it's thinly held together by a little list of things that I've written down. Just little notes, just little bullet points of subjects. So, if that sounds like something you'll be into, then whoa, oh wow, oh. Tell you what,
for a treat.
we're you might be able to tell we're a little bit nervous, a bit awkward at the moment because this is the first time we've done it.
There's a camera pointed at us.
We're using a camera at the moment to capture our voices. Tell a lie, we have done some podcasts in the past, haven't we?
Yeah.
They were interesting. We might have to dig some of those out sometimes. No, I think we should actually. I mean, we could probably tidy up the sound now, couldn't we? Have a little look at them. We got some brilliant little ones we did before. I'll tell you what, I'm in a really good mood about this actually. I think you're going to get some good quality stuff out of us because usually, right, what happens is when we at Lucky Hit we plan to do something. I'm talking about like making films. Usually, what happens is. We have a plan. We have a really good, nice plan held together, and then I leave the house because I always have to travel quite far to do any filming. I have to walk like 3 miles,
Yep.
and that's just to go like to Lex, or I have to walk a couple of miles to go and see the Gagger Man. And in this case,
about an hour at least.
yeah. And during that, not only is that a long walk for a fat man like me to do, but usually. Along the way, there will be chavs. For American viewers, basically, what I mean by that is just twatty people. What do they call them? What do they call them?
They don't call them listeners. They call them cunts.
Got the C-bomb already. We're not even 5 minutes in, and you drop the...
Oh, it's hardcore stuff. I don't know what they call them in America.
Is it like townies? Is it townies? That's a good point, actually. Yeah,
Scottish call them Neds. I like that.
I do like Neds, actually. Yeah, very good point, actually. If at any point you want to get involved by giving us some feedback, telling us to shut the fuck up, telling us you're offended in any way, or just insulting us in general, send us emails to luckyhitseries@gmail.com. It's Lucky Hit Series, all lowercase, all one word. luckyhitseries@gmail.com. And if you could put podcast somewhere in the subject so we don't, ignore you or anything like that.
We get so many emails, we just have to ignore a lot of them.
With all our subscribers and fans, it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Anyway, come on.
I got recognised in the street. Someone thought I was fucking Meatloaf.
I had that as well. I was in the local pub and I went to the toilet and there was this little gathering. There was about 7 of them in a circle around this one hand dryer.
7 Neds.
7 Neds
in the pub.
Oh, these were more sort of your up class, trendy little wanky, students, right? Anyway, and they're all. It was the weirdest thing because I came in and I stopped and just like looked at it and went, what? They was like in a circle, all giggling. And they were in front of one hand dryer.
Probably playing Soggy Biscuit or something.
Soggy Biscuit. Or, I don't know, Dry Me Tackle. Something, yeah, it was all around... it was all around this one hand dryer. And they looked up and the sort of ringleader, right, he was brilliant, right, he was so cool. He looked at me and he went, whoa, Meatloaf's let himself go a bit, innit? And I thought, I literally stopped, looked at him. I think I said something a bit shit at the time. I think I said, oh, it's intellectual night, is it? Oh, brilliant, isn't it? That's put him in his place. That's taking him down a peg or 12. But it's like, I was really pissed off with that because it's like, Meatloaf is taller and heavier than I am. So if anything, Meatloaf has sorted himself out a little bit and become more of a dwarf.
Yeah.
How has he let himself go?
And he's regrown his long hair since his heyday. I don't know. It's funny
I do have equal sized tits as him in Fight Club though.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, let's get on with
That's what you should say. Next time someone calls you Meatloaf, just go, no, it's Robert Paulson.
Yeah. My name is, yeah. Okay, sorry. So we got this far in and we haven't even introduced ourselves. Right, there's only two of us at the moment, isn't there? I am Tommy Pope. I sometimes go by the pseudonym Murray Curry. Actually, I do quite often. It's just my gamer tag. And with me is...
Phil Pope.
You got your alias? Do you ever want to use that?
Yeah, no,
you do. Okay.
It seems to work for everything.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, as you know, is one of the most sort of well-known games in the world.
Yep.
Even non-gamers have
In
heard
the
of it.
world.
In the world. But apparently, no one's thought to coin flattheyounger as their.
I know that really annoys me. Actually, well, it's good for you.
Yeah.
I've
got it on my Minecraft account. I've got it on my email. I've got it on my Xbox gamer tag thingy.
You might want to.
I probably won't have it on anything else.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Before this goes out, get it on other stuff. But flattheyounger, like the Composer brothers, were two really good characters. I really liked them. I know they were only a small.
I loved
role.
their kind of cameo appearance in Majora's Mask.
That's right. Yeah,
That was really good.
You relearnt the song from them, and there was a little chapter. I just thought, like, I think they did turn up again in one of the Oracle games, Seasons of Ages. I swear they turned up again. The Windmill guy did.
Yeah.
They made a Game Boy version of that song. Anyway, we're getting a bit sidetracked at the moment. I was going to say, right, so I'm Tommy Pope, I'm Philip Pope, right. No, sorry, you're Philip Pope. This is a nightmare. So, not only these podcasts are going to be us talking absolute shite like you just heard, but also we're going to have some great music. Here's one now. Labyrinth Zone, classic. I mean, absolute classic to kick off the show.
It's a classic song from a classic game.
Classic.
Right,
so what we've been playing recently. Do you want to start with that one?
Yeah, I suppose. Been playing Borderlands 2
Okay,
recently.
Yep. Okay. Well, you played it when it sort of came out, didn't you? And now you're revisiting it again.
Yeah.
So you got hold of a copy. That's good.
Yeah, I got it pre-owned, which was a bad idea really because it said on the box comes with Premier Club content, which is only a couple of things. I think it includes the Necromancer.
No, Premier. No, I know what you mean. That stuff. I think it's just some clothes and a golden key.
Oh right, well. Either way, I didn't get any.
I mean, it's still pretty cool, but yeah.
Yeah, I still don't have any golden keys, but it doesn't really matter. It only buys you purple items anyway, which is...
Oh, they're all...
Yeah.
Okay, so... I mean... Borderlands, like...
It's the kind of game. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
If you've got friends, but if you play it on your own, like Borderlands 1, you can get through both playthroughs. And
Yeah,
like the last
I was going to say
own.
that. Yeah, the reason I stopped playing, and I haven't gone back to it, but I will. But the reason I stopped playing Borderlands 2, and I haven't gone back to it for quite a few months now, is because
it just doesn't like lonely people.
Yeah, and I don't like playing on my own. Sorry, I do like playing on my own. I don't like playing with strangers. So if I've got a couple of mates, that's fine. But if I'm teaming up with absolute strangers and they're pissing me off,
penises.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, multiplayer guys that aren't already in a pre-established friend group are complete douchebags.
Yeah.
So I like playing those games on my own, and they're the kind of games that work on their own. Like, it's first-person shooter, stat-heavy, so shooty, looty 'em up.
You shoot things and nick their stuff. But yeah, no, as soon as you get past the first playthrough, you get to play again on what's called True Vault Hunter mode, and it just rapes you in the ear hole.
Well, that's where I got stuck. That's why I stopped playing. I got to this, I can't remember his name, but there was there's enemies in the game called Freshers, and I got to this bit where you're in an army base and there's the big boss Fresher, and I'm on playthrough 2, and it's just ridiculous. He comes out the ground, your shields are gone. He sort of whacks you a couple of times while you're sprinting, full speed, jumping out the way, and you're dead. And I'm sick of respawning.
Yep.
And
I've actually had the pleasure of playing through True Vault Hunter mode, and I've done it now, and I'm now on Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, which is just it's scaled to your level, so that every enemy you fight will be in and around and mostly above your current level. So I've the only DLC I bothered with in the game was the extra 11 levels. So I went and spent £3.50 and got 11 extra levels in the game. And so I'm about level 54, 55 now. And everything around me is 57, 56. And I'm just getting bummed everywhere I go. Just normal enemies. Like, you'd think it'd just be bosses that are giving you the most hassle. It's just a little gaggle of normal enemies, and just straight away your shield will be gone in one hit, and you'll just be...
Yeah. Well, the thing about Borderlands is it's a game, like the first Borderlands, for instance. I saw it quite a few... I can't remember what year it was now, but it was quite a few years back. I got dragged to my first MCM Expo, which at the time I tried to enjoy and didn't, but now I really enjoy MCM. As you can tell from our coverage. I think that's the thing. If you go in MTM with a pre-prepared, laid-out plan, like, even if it is just to buy a specific thing or to check out the specific game, yeah, you got some kind of plan, then you enjoy it. But if you're going there in the hopes of having a bit of fun, then meeting up with fucking... then you're not gonna enjoy it, and I didn't. But I looked. It was the year Borderlands was sort of on the horizon, and I saw all the adverts, the guy shooting himself in the head with his fingers, and I just thought, this looks fucking shit. I didn't like the look of it, and it wasn't until several years later that I finally played it. It was really recently. I think it was like last year, wasn't it? I actually finally sat down and played it, and I just became obsessed.
It would have been a bit longer ago than that, because last year was when 2 came out, so...
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it might have been that year, like earlier that year.
What, you didn't bother playing 1?
No, I did. Never mind. But basically, I played it, really enjoyed it, and I thought, oh my god, I missed out on this. Just thinking it's a Fallout clone.
Yeah.
That's the other thing as well. It's just unfortunate timing. I mean, obviously they've been working on the game for years during which Fallout.
But I don't get any sort of, like, because everyone was saying it when it first came out. But
myself included, but only because...
I never got any sort of vibe of that.
Yeah, exactly. When you play it, it isn't anything like Fallout. It's a completely unique,
if anything,
game.
What's it called? Is it Dust? The Bethesda game. Is it Dust?
Are you thinking of Rage?
Rage, that's it. Where got the dust from?
I don't...
Gathering dust on the fucking shelf. It's a shit game. But
it's
Rage. It's not. Alright, it's unfair to say it's a shit game. It's got its moments. But it's just I couldn't play it. I was playing it and I was like.
Right, well, you leave Rage alone, right?
But no, the reason I bring it up is because, everyone was accusing Borderlands of being a clone of a Bethesda game, and then like a year or two later, Bethesda brings out a game that's quite an obvious clone of Borderlands.
I think you
a lot of the things like the vehicle
I think
system
you kind of have a point there. Yeah, yeah.
and everything.
Okay.
Dust.
Do you know? But you know, it's been a really odd month and a bit for me. It's been I say a month. Oh, we got a dog in the room.
Hello, dog. Oh, don't jump up on the...
Sit down, sit down. This is the problem in working with us. Right. So sorry, where was I?
Hello, dog.
I'd like to think he's just going to settle down. Right. So sorry. Yeah, it's been a very odd, I'm going to say month, right? It's been a really odd month for me. It's just been a month of unexpected games. Unexpected games that I did not think I would be enjoying. Like, for instance, I can't stand BioShock. I don't like BioShock 1. I don't like BioShock 2 in the least. And my friends are bugging me. I'm not going to go too much into this because I'm actually doing a full review on it at the moment. I'm in the process of writing it and filming it all. But it's a game that, but my friends are all saying to me, go on, give it a go. It's really different. You'll really like it, I reckon. I reckon you'll like it. I reckon you will. I reckon. And they wouldn't leave me alone. So in the end, I thought...
your friends who acted on the Oliver Twist stage show?
They did, me old pork pie governor.
Throw the dog on the floor. He's going to cut, He's going to
basically,
come back up.
I'm throwing a dog across the room now. So sorry, I finally got a chance to. I got a chance. I rented it out, and I thought, go on, I'll give that. I won't spend any money on this. I'll rent it with my love film. And you know what? I think I was hooked in the first 15 minutes. That's how good it was. And it's a game where, in terms of gameplay, it's another 2K game, and it's got that kind of like RPG elements with like little bit of stats and. You get like the criticals for your headshots and stuff.
Oh, right.
And so but the main thing about it is that gameplay wise it's pretty typical first person shooter stuff. But it's the story. Now you know me, I'm usually not that bothered about a game's story if the gameplay is good. Usually it's not the other way around.
Resident Evil, so
yeah.
No one plays Resident Evil for its storyline. If you say you do, you're lying.
I play some pretty dire games. In terms of story,
just throwing the dog out the room.
But just because the gameplay's great, like I think the best example of that is Phantasy Star Universe. Phantasy Star Universe is a brilliant game engine, but you do not feel anything for any of the characters.
Well, Phantasy Star Online, there are no there's no storyline, there's no characters. It's just
there's a very loose storyline. Yeah. But that's the thing with where were BioShock Infinite was the story and the perfectly placed narrative and the really really nicely done conclusion. See, I've got to be really careful about the way I talk about it because I can't ruin it for anyone. It's one of those games if you ruin it, you need a C into. But it turned me around. And that was BioShock. I mean, I'm not going to go back and play BioShock 1 and 2. They can go fuck. But so that was weird. And then the second one was State of Decay. And that turned up unexpectedly. Like I knew nothing about it at all. It was a sort of, I don't know, it was under the radar. It just popped up on my Xbox thing, dashboard.
That's the one.
And the thumbnail didn't do it any justice. This is another one that I can't go too far into because I've written a review. But the thumbnail, that little picture that's supposed to sell you on it, was just a typical glowy-eyed zombie staring at you. I thought, oh, here we go, one of these. I watched the trailer, and the trailer didn't do it any justice either. The trailer it looked like it was an open-world game. There was a bit of driving involved, but it was mostly clobbing zombies over the head with, like, things. And it was just typical crap, zombie. But something in me went, no, go on, get the trial and have a go. Well, within 5 minutes of loading up the trial, I managed to work out for myself what was going on here. This isn't just a zombie, zombie head to destroy them up, whatever the fuck you call them. Isn't a bullshit game, right? It's a stat-heavy RPG that's based around more surviving than it is about zombies. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's more of a survival RPG, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because you'd have to watch my review. But that was a completely unexpected game for a stat head like me. I was enjoying it all the way.
Well, on the subject of that, I remembered something. I saw an advert. I think it was a YouTube advert the other day, and it was for this game. It wasn't quite revealing what the game was, and I was just looking at it, and I was thinking, you know what, this is a really typical, fucking everyone's done it sort of zombie game. And I just remember people tell me about Black Ops, right, about Call of Duty. I say it's like shit. They go, well, you've never played it. It's like, I have played it a little bit. I played it multiplayer with a friend of mine, and like, it's just so, it's like go, shoot, die, go. It's so linear and pointless. But anyway, seeing this advert, I didn't know it was Call of Duty Black Ops, but it was. It was like, oh, new zombie mode. I was like, oh yeah, new zombie mode. That hasn't been done to death. Even in Borderlands, there was the Zombie Island thing. The obligatory zombie DLC. It's just
even
so Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
so,
even Red Dead Redemption.
Even Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Even that had to have a bloody zombie thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the advert ends and it goes Call of Duty. So I'm thinking, you know, I can prove them right in saying that the people who say to me, oh, you haven't even seen the game, that you can judge it. If I can see a game that's completely out of the blue like that, I don't know what it is, and I still say it's completely shit. And then it turns out to be Call of Duty.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Like the trailer's supposed to make you go, woo.
Exactly.
Not,
The trailer makes me go, fuck.
But the third game, for me, this has literally been the last few days for me, but I've had this game on my shelf. My good friend Richard Morley lent me this, and I've had it for ages now. I need to give it back to him. But it's Alan Wake. Now I can't. I bet people are thinking, well, you haven't played Alan Wake yet. It's been out for ages. Well, you should, right? Trust me, because I thought, okay, it's a sort of thriller. It's got a really clever use of light against dark, because I think I did play The Trial of American Nightmare. That was quite fun. But it's like basically these guys are called the Taken, and you have to shine your torch at them for a sort of, you see like a circle enclosing, and that means you destroy the light, the darkness around them, and then you can actually hurt them with like guns and whatever. So it's a really simple concept. The combat system is really not basic. Sorry, no, that's a bit harsh. It's just standard for the genre. Like it feels a bit like Resident Evil 4 with a bit more strategy. Actually, quite a bit more strategy. And it's a little bit more basic, but it's a solid combat system. But that's not what the game. The main selling point of this game is. The main selling point is actually the story. Once again, like it's actually it's done in this brilliant. I didn't tell you earlier. Actually, it's done just like Universes, but it's episodic, and it does like the last time on Alan Wake. It does all that, and it's one of those things. You know, those sort of stories that are usually really pretentious and don't work. What do you call them? The sort of scattered.
Walking Dead, huh?
No, the sort of the scattered, segmented storylines where you'll go from one bit to the other. Those sorts of stories
or
never
a bit like
work.
a Pulp Fiction kind of thing.
That's right, yeah, where it goes all over the place. Usually,
Pulp
I can't
Fiction
stand.
is an example of where it does kind of work.
Yeah, that's right. In my experience, like, for instance, Project Siren or Forbidden. No, I think it was called Project Siren over here, or Forbidden Siren. That was an example of doing that wrong. What?
Ask Daryl, he seems to be the expert.
That's an example of that being done wrong, because it's like it confuses you. I mean, the game was shit anyway, but it's like it confused and it tried too hard. But basically, that's what I thought. When I sort of got the message that Alan Wake does this, I thought, oh, I know exactly what I'm expecting with it. I thought, but no, it's another example of it done right. I'm not going to give anything away. I think I will be doing a review down the line. I've got a couple of ideas for that, but stick around for the story, because what I will say is there's one or two chapters that were very boring, and they just not boring. Sorry, that's a bit harsh. They just dragged on a bit. They went on for too long. Oh, I hate that dog. They went on for a bit too long, yada yada yada, and I don't know. It's just a tiring experience because it's puts you in edgy situations. You know, for like, you know that kind of thing. You've been putting in that on edge for so long, it just gets tiring. You shouldn't be playing games that wear you out when you're sitting on your ass.
Or stress you out, like Borderlands.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a hot button topic for me.
Yeah.
Because I was only
when I
playing
turned
it
up,
earlier.
when I turned up, he was playing it and shouting at it and getting really annoyed.
Oh, Wilhelm, yeah.
Oh. Okay, anyway, we've been chatting away for far too long, like ridiculous. So, I think we should listen to a little bit of. I'll tell you what, let's listen to this amazing song from Alan Wake. It was used really, really well in the story. Like, I think you need to play it, Phil, because I know it's not your kind of game. You're not into the thriller sort of thing, are you? But you'll like the story. I mean, it constantly pays tribute openly, too obvious for my like, but it constantly bangs on about Stephen King. I know you're a little bit of a fan. And
not really, I like Shawshank Redemption. The film, not the book. I haven't read the book.
If it was a if it was a subtle reference, I didn't spot it. But as far as I'm aware, there isn't a Shawshank Redemption.
Nothing about the
quote.
sisters or anything.
No, I was going to say that would have made a great boss. I'd like to tell you, Alan Wake was a good man. He was a tall glass of water. I can't do Morgan Freeman's voice.
You sound more like Cleveland. But yeah, that would be good. If you have to fight a boss, you have to fight off Boggs as he tries to like take your trousers off. You have to take out his legs and Boggs never walked again.
Oh my god. But no. Sorry.
I'm picturing a sort of like Heart of Darkness style death, where it's just like it just silhouettes and goes all black as he starts like raping your character.
Yeah, I remember Heart of Darkness, that bit where you got raped. Shut up.
No, but you know the death.
No, you're right though. In Heart of Darkness, that was a brilliant little game, but there was like you could never make it nowadays because it had a little boy getting killed in these horrifically graphic ways. There's one that used to, because I was playing it quite young, and there's one that stuck in my mind forever, and it always freaked me out. Was like these big sort of centipede things that come out the wall, and they sort of flick about a bit. And if they get you, they sort of drag you into the hole, and you see his feet sticking out, like his legs sticking out the hole, and he struggles for a bit. And it's all muffled. It's really horrible. He goes, and you hear like it stabs him, and his legs go, and they sort of just go limp, and then it gets dragged in even further. And that used to freak me out as a kid. I thought, what the fuck. That is a horrible way to go, but yeah, I mean, he did deserve it. He was a twat. Anyway, this song, I've already forgotten the name of it.
Don't be a twat, because you know you'll deserve to get crunched.
This song, I think it's called The Poet and the Muse, and it's a fantastic real track. That was composed and it was used really nicely at the end of I think it was chapter 3 or 4 in Alan Wake, and it was done so well. And if anyone knows that moment, you'll know. Hopefully, you'll agree. Well, here it is anyway. The Poet and the Muse.
There's an old town road with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a life to the words the poet used. Now the muse, she was his happiness, and he rhymed about her grace, and told the stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened waves. Till in the stillness of wonder, still in its misty crown, the muse, she went down to the lake, and in the waves she drowned. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light, gone mad with the night. That's how you reshape destiny. The poet came down to the lake to call out treasure lost, and too soon the night would fall, and only his own echo would wail back as his call. And when he swore to bring back his love by stories he'd create, nightmares shifted endlessly in the darkness of the lake. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light still raving in the night. That's how you reshape destiny. In the dead of night she came to him with darkness in her eyes. We're in a morning gown, sweet words as her disguise. He took her in without a word, for he saw his grave mistake, and vowed them both to silence deep beneath the lake. Now if it's real or just a dream, one mystery remains, for it is said on moonless nights they may still haunt this place. Set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light, go mad with the night. That's how you reshape destiny. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. The lady of the light still raving in the night. That's how you reshape destiny.
Well, that was good, wasn't it?
I think that is that. No, I was seriously. I think that is such a perfect track. That is. All right. So, what I want to talk about now is, where has Phil been? What I mean by that is, if anyone has been following us for a while, all two of you, you'll know that Phil was involved in the first episode of Lucky Hit, and you popped up in my unboxing as well, didn't you? I think you might have been in. You might have been in one other. I don't know, but basically, you haven't been in our videos for a while, and that's because basically Phil has had a bit of an awkward move to his own place now, and I just wanted to have a little talk about that, because I mean it's a bit of a crazy setup you got right now, isn't it? You got this fantastic, he's really nice. I mean, he's landed on his feet here. He's got a really nice house, but he is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's giving me an idea of how out of the way and out in the sticks it is. He doesn't have a house number. It's just, the place is called, you ready for this? His house is called...
Don't tell him my address.
Well, can I say?
Yeah, whatever.
Right, the house is called The Shires. No one's going to find it. It's in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere.
Yeah, they'll just Google it, The Shires, Lord of the Rings. No.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I feel like I've crossed fucking Isengard to get here, because it's like, I come out of civilization, and you go through this golf course. You think, okay, a little, public football,
like the golf course in Lord of the Rings.
Like, the one.
I can carry your fucking golf club, Mr. Frodo.
We can't carry that many teas, but I can carry you. Shut up, that's crap. Really shit.
Yeah, you're a dick. Carry on.
But and then you get to the other side of this golf course, and you slowly start to see less houses and less pavement on the roads. And he got to the point where you can nearly die. You go
no
down
pavement,
this road.
no street lights.
No, exactly.
Not even any cat's eyes or anything like that. It's
just
If you drive like a prick, you're going to kill someone around here.
and everyone does drive like a prick.
which
out
is,
here.
well...
People actually, I've noticed that like lots of bikes, lots of sporty cars come out of the city so they can drive like pricks along these little courses.
There's a name for it, actually. Like,
Being a prick.
yeah. No, the some of the people I know who ride motorbikes, they go what's called green laning, which is where you'll go somewhere that's like out of the way, out in the sticks and stuff, and you'll go off road and you'll go into like dirt paths and shit. I call it brown laning for one of two reasons. One, because you mostly come back muddy, and two, because it's gay.
You're swan near the dirt paths of Bender.
I mean, first one up the dirt paths of Bender.
That's generally the rule. But yeah, basically, like, to get here, it is... I mean, it's summer at the moment, so all the paths are overgrown. So... basically, you can die. Like, every time I hear a car, and I had headphones with music in, which wasn't a good idea. I had to duck into the sort of trees, and it is ridiculous. But basically,
there are 8 buses a day as well.
8 buses.
If you miss your bus, you've got to wait an hour and a half for another one. And if you miss the last bus, which is at 4:30 in the afternoon or 5:30, then you're walking home, and that will take you an hour and a half from the town centre. Well, Shoeminess that way, wherever.
Yeah. Basically, this is absolutely nowhere.
But there's a lot of like money around. Like a lot of the houses around, including this one, I guess, is worth quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
So all the people that live here have like stupidly expensive cars and things. Like you must have noticed that road coming past the Rose Inn. I don't know if you've been past.
I don't know. I don't think I have actually.
Well, the houses and cars up there are just ridiculous. Like to be so close to Shoeminess of all places. It's just.
Well, it's like
if the chavs were a bit more enterprising, they'd walk a little, like 20 minutes up the road, and they'd be able to rob houses to have things and money in them, not just get the same. I bet they do. I bet they nick the same one Toshiba HD telly between the whole lot of the chavs around Shoeminess.
just does it does the rounds.
Yeah, like Dave nicked it off Big Bollocks Steve, and then
Big Bollocks Steve.
I don't know what names they give themselves. Old Lanky Henry or whatever nicked it off him, and then he just does a big circle. Well, they're all lanky and spotty, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. Cut all the clunge sponge. Dicks. But yeah, basically, so not only have you moved right out the way, but I mean, every time I sort of get back in contact with you after another week, something else crazy has happened.
Yeah, we've had more visitors to the house, or we've had. Basically, my landlord is very dodgy, and yeah, like one of the conditions on having this place is that we have to, once or twice a year, we have to host people, and in the past half a year, we've hosted 2 different Indian families.
Okay.
The first couple were really nice. Their kids are all grown up, and they live. One of them lives in Australia, and the other one in America. So the old couple were here just on their own, and they were really nice. A bit churchy for my liking, a bit sort of, Jesus. But
oh god.
yeah, it's all about.
Because you end up at church.
Yeah. Well, I wanted a chance. I wanted a chance to talk to my landlord on his own, just to sort of air out some grievances, like things like my shopping had been going missing and things like that. With the Indian family, didn't quite know it wasn't theirs to take.
Right, yeah.
Just miscommunication and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get a chance to talk to Ron. So he said, "Oh well, we're going to the church on Sunday morning." And I was like, "All right, okay. If I sit through a church service, I'll get a chance.
Bit of wine,
1 or 2 hours to just sit there and listen to people babbling utter bullshit." But it turned out to be a full day. We went to 2. We went to 2 churches. We went
because you need that, don't you? You need to do one. You need to do more than one session of church.
Well, Divakar, the old Indian bloke, was kind of important. So I wasn't listening, but he's important in the church community thing.
Okay.
And the whole reason why he was down here was to talk to lots of different churchy people. So that's why we went to 2 churches. But
Churchy people.
The first church we went to was really like cultist, and like the guy was banging on about idolatry. He was like, "Don't worship false idols" and all this shit. I was like, "Oh yeah." really like the kind of hate-filled Christians.
Yeah,
But
they
then
creep me out.
They do. They're brainwashed and weird. But the other church we went to, everyone was too nice. Everyone was like, "Oh, have my chair, take my shirt." I was just like, "I'm okay, thank you." And they kept trying to offer me food. I was like, "We had a big lunch. I don't need to eat." And "Oh no, have this. It's very nice." And they're all just really like overly nice. But,
Try the Kool-Aid.
No, they were Indian.
Okay. So they didn't drink Kool-Aid.
No, it's sacrilegious or so. I don't know. I'm not even sure we get Kool-Aid over here.
No, not
I've never seen it.
Not proper Kool-Aid. Alright, okay.
What do we get, like the Sainsbury's version? What would that be? Like cold aid.
Cold aid.
Cold assistance.
Shut up, you did. Anyway, what's your favourite track from Guitar-y Man?
I would say it would have to be the Mojo King B bluesy.
Right, BJ and Blues, right,
Yeah,
okay,
we're
going to do that. I reckon we're going to eventually get, through the course of these podcasts, I reckon we're going to get all of the Guitar-y Man soundtrack in there, because it's one of the greatest game soundtracks ever made, and it is, I won't accept any argument, it is the greatest rhythm game ever made. It is, stop it. Play the track.
Everybody, there's a new king in town. Get ready. Mojo, Mojo, Mojo King,
Okay, that was BJ and Blaze from the Guitaroo Man. And if any of you out there doesn't know what Guitaroo Man is, we can't be friends. Basically, I'm sorry, but no, it's not happening. It's a fantastic game. Originally on the PS2, it got a PSP port.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's really good. They added a couple of songs as well, which we'll also put on here as we go along. If we go along. Well, basically what it is, it's a kind of rhythm fighting game. You fight against different bosses.
Kind of like what they tried to do with Guitar Hero 3 with the battle thing, but they actually did it properly.
That could have been good, that thing, if they just
if there was any
any
sort of gap in your skill level, if one person was slightly better than the other, then straight away you'll just get all the power ups and you'll get raped.
That's right, yeah. If anyone remembers that, Guitar Hero 3, you had these like boss battles, which I think they did keep doing down the line. But I don't know, I stopped playing Guitar Hero after 3 because I went to Rock Band because it was a proper game. But but yeah, that had real potential, that mode. But for me, I just think it was when Neversoft came in. It was Neversoft, wasn't it? Yeah, when they came in, it was all about the wanky showing off on the guitar, wasn't it? It was more about sort of having a bit of a laugh with it, which is what kind of Rock Band did, which is what Harmonix were doing with the Guitar Hero games.
I think Guitar Hero 2, which was also the only one to have been given a sort of spin-off, which was Rock the 80s.
That's right,
it was the same sort
it was
of
basically an expansion pack that they tried to palm off as an actual game.
Unlike GTA
because I had to
London,
pay full price for that.
Unlike GTA London, I've always said they made it a standalone game, but it deserved to be, like, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did eventually down the line make that standalone, but I know what you mean. It was a mission pack, but it was long enough to be a whole game, and it was a whole game. Yeah, it's one of the best GTAs actually. Yeah. It annoys me that they haven't made a 3D continuation of that. As I know the sort of
play the Getaway.
Yeah, fuck that. I played the first one and it was awful. Anyway, moving on now. I want to talk about soundtracks that move us. Okay, now what I mean by that is I'm going to show you this first example right now. Right, this song, right, I can't explain what it does to me. I'm not even going to mention the game it's from yet, because you and everyone out there will recognise this as soon as it comes on. Right? But words can't express the way I feel. Like my hairs stand up on end, and I get like little goosebumps when this song comes on, because it always manages to play at a really spot on time as well, when you're already soaking in the atmosphere. This song just comes in and I just can't explain it. You know that whole thing about people say that this music does something that's just unexplainable. You know, it's got like a whole other thing to it, and it does, it really does. But basically, this is one of the songs that are right up there. I'm going to stop overselling it now, but as soon as it comes on, I can't get it. I can't put it into words, but it's right up there as one of the most atmospheric ambience tracks in a game ever. So here it is.
From one of the most atmospheric games, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, you knew that was from Skyrim, right? Okay, well, basically, I don't know the actual name of the track. I just know it's called. I know it as Skyrim Night One, but that's just incredible, isn't it?
Mm.
What a track! So I'm going to ask you in a minute, but I already know. I'm going to give you another example. Does that make any sense? Basically, I'm going to ask you. Like other soundtracks that really get you, but I know that you told me a little while ago, and I feel exactly the same. When this song comes on, this is another one that people are just going to have to recognise. But no, I'm just going to say because it's in the same thing. Morrowind it's the best Elder Scrolls game.
It's the first PC game I've ever played, and remains to this day the best
Yeah.
PC game I've ever played.
Well, basically, right, people laugh at me when I've said this in the past, right, but Morrowind changed my life. And what I mean by that is, it actually did as well, because I was sort of, at the time, I was playing a lot of the samey kind of games, and I know people are going to get angry with me for saying this, but I think it's saved me from playing an endless cycle of JRPGs that are still doing the same thing. Now, I'm not having a go at JRPGs, because I love some of them. I like the ones that are doing it right, the ones that are
Dragon Quest.
Well, that's
I
what
wish people would just stray from Final Fantasy, because
Final Fantasy has long since lost it. Long since.
I think
People
9
are
was
getting
the
really
last
crazy
good.
about the new one. What is it? Final Fantasy 14, 12, 11, 9, 70. That I don't even know anymore. When you're making
They've run out
when
of
you're
Roman
making
numerals. They're just
sequels,
using like
yeah. When you're
Superman symbols and things now.
when you're making sequels of basically sequels, when you're
What is
How
it?
far
It's
is it gonna go?
14.2 or 13.3?
I don't know.
I don't know.
After a while, it's going to start getting like Street Fighter, isn't it? You're going to have Final Fantasy 9 Alpha X Hyper Edition.
No, what was the latest? There was one like that. It was like Street Fighter 2 Hyper Turbo HD.
Oh my god!
Fucking.
Capcom are really bad for that. But no,
I like Street Fighter, by the way.
I've completely lost my train of thought now. Where were we? We got completely off. Sorry, we're talking about Morrowind.
Yeah.
Well, basically, yeah. So Morrowind changed my life, right? Because it stopped me from playing these same old stuck in rut games. Now I love JRPGs. I really like games like Wild Arms that have a unique system to them, and they're just like they're traditional games, but they took it elsewhere. And with Dragon Quest, what it is with that is it's superb writing in it as well, because it's so traditional. It's to the point where it's kind of making my point, where it's doing the same old thing over and over, but it's not. I can't explain Dragon Quest.
did it
We need to get. We need to look. Yeah, exactly.
Before
we need
Final
to.
Fantasies and stuff.
We need to look into like covering these games properly, so we can really get to the sort of.
But Dragon Quest 8 for me is my favourite, just because it's my favourite JRPG and it's one of my favourite games. But it's just.
Yeah.
I can't even just play it if you haven't already.
No,
I can't
absolutely.
explain what's so.
But basically, yeah, I was playing a lot of these similar games, and then I tried Morrowind on the sort of. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't think I'd like it at all.
Well,
and I played it.
We borrowed Morrowind and Icewind Dale in the same breath. Off
Yeah,
the
that's
same
right.
person. And Icewind Dale was given back quite quickly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But Morrowind, we held on to for 2 years.
Basically, when I say it changed my life, it sounds pretentious, but basically it really did. It made me start appreciating games in a whole other way.
Now.
And it was like, I always wanted to, well, we both still play it all the time, but it really made me start appreciating games the way I do now, which is, I wish I could make more sense with this. Unfortunately, it is me. But basically, it made me start to appreciate the very minute details of a game's world. And now I'm obsessed with gaming worlds. If people don't put enough effort into the lore, every little
story,
nook and cranny, and the theme has to be spot on as well. Even if it's a theme they've created, I'm still going, well, that's not even theme. And it's their creation that I'm picking apart and having a pop at.
You will do.
And that's another thing that Bioshock did, just bringing that back again. The world there is called Columbia, and it's based on like a sort of turn of the century, turn of the century from 17th to 18th century.
Oh, okay.
And it's sort of done like a world fair, like a garish world fair, as I've described it, but also with its own complete set of like lore and everything. I can't explain it, but the level of detail in it, I was just engrossed in the world. Sorry, what
I was just going to say, playing Skyrim and then going back to Morrowind, you see some things. I was just reading around a book in Morrowind and they were talking about the Sigic Order. I was like, oh, that happened in Skyrim. But they were banging on about all the same sort of stuff.
Well, that's the thing about Elder Scrolls in particular, is the very pinnacle of what I was saying about the lore and the land.
If you ever
genuinely want to, well, at least we do, you genuinely want to pick up all the books and you want to soak it all in.
Well, if you were to go on like the wiki of Elder Scrolls, you'll be there all day.
You will.
If you wanted to find out everything, it would take you a couple of days. There's so much stuff to just like...
It's like, oh, here's the timeline. And it's not just little descriptions about things that happened on that year. It's like, here's a fucking encyclopedia on that year. Yeah,
it's all linked as well. I imagine that if we actually wanted to play Arena and Daggerfall like, all the way through, we'd see like a lot of things that are sort of mentioned in Morrowind. We'd see them.
Yeah, then we've just thought. But yeah, so that's what I mean when I say Morrowind. It really made me start to appreciate and look at games and make me seek out games that have put the effort
it was
in.
the first sort of... Obviously, I played things like GTA 3, but coming back from the old GTA games, GTA 3 just felt to me like another GTA game, like it should have. So it didn't really give me that.
I don't know. In my personal opinion, GTA 3 was such a big step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I'm not putting GTA 3 down. I'm just saying that like Morrowind for me was my first experience of what an open world game potentially could be. Yeah, exactly.
But it's just the fact that they put so... We're going to have to move on and get on with our point in a minute. But what I'm saying is they put effort into everything, to every piece of flora and fauna. You can pick up every plant, everything in the game. And I just thought, it blew my mind. Like, do you remember when I came home and I was all like, Phil, you always say this thing you can do in this game. Look, you see that fork on the table? I can pick that thing up. I can pick that fork up and I can put it in my pocket and I can sell it for nothing gold. I was just... I've never played a game...
down on a different table.
But do you know what I mean? That was a huge step. I was playing PS2 games at the time. Like, I didn't do a lot of PC gaming, but it doesn't matter. Like, Morrowind actually had the ability to... It started to make you think that games could be so much more. Like, see, I'm getting all excited again thinking about it, and that's what games is all about.
You're saying that Morrowind was the first. You played a lot of Shenmue beforehand.
Oh, don't even get me started on Shenmue. See, Shenmue was... So actually, you could be right. Actually, I think I might have been giving Morrowind a lot of the credit that I should have been giving to Shenmue. Actually, but
because what got me with Shenmue at a young age was the fact that like even just going into a shop and buying things like you pick up a slab of toffee and it would have all.
Just have a look at it. Yeah. I am examining. the toffee.
I found that amazing.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, I think you're right. Actually, I think I might have been given that, but I think Morrowind. I suppose because I was older, I appreciated it a little bit more as well. But yeah, I've never played a game that made me so obsessed with the little details like that. And now I've actually become slightly OCD. Where games
the fact
like
that every character has a name, like it's not just that's what I mean with GTA. It's like all the shops you'll drive past, they're just empty walls that you can't go through. Every building in Morrowind you can go into.
Still happens today. Still happens today. And those are the kind of games that don't get my praise. You know. Anyway, sorry. So we got. It's what happens when I talk about Morrowind. It is actually like I think it's number 3 on my top 10 games ever. It should actually be higher than that, probably. But basically, it's the closest you're going to get to perfection. Skyrim is, fantastic in what it is, but I'm sorry, but
it's too linear.
It's too linear. It's too the dungeons.
It's too like simplified.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. The dumbing down that started with Oblivion, and it's just got ridiculous now. Anyone who's really into Morrowind, anyone who's really into Oblivion, anyone who's really into Skyrim, go back and play Morrowind, and you'll be experiencing a whole new level. I mean, the combat's basic, but it's basic in practice, but there's all the right attack, the timing of your attack, and all that sort of stuff. Sorry,
I was just saying, if Aaron does a a thumbnail for this. It will definitely have like the Morrowind symbol in the background or
Yeah.
something.
I'm sorry, but we just hold this game in too much high regard. So the point I wanted to make about 10 minutes ago was was Morrowind. It's just called the Exploration 3, but it's like most people would recognise the main theme as well. Well, it is one of those songs that like I almost want to stand up and salute when I hear the Morrowind theme play.
Yeah.
But for me, I really, really like Exploration 3. I just think it's a song that you hear. In fact, it was really funny. I had it on my MP3 player. I got all the songs for today's show, and it was playing when I was, in the middle of nowhere,
Walking
with
through these fields.
no life. Yeah, no sign of modern
see
life.
a scrib or something.
The cliff racers, fucking hell. But
Don't worry, Duke killed all the cliff
this
racers,
song,
apparently.
and it's still, even though I wasn't even in the game, I was just walking around. It still made me sort of, I don't know, almost lump in the throat, hairs standing up on end. I was just like, well, this is one of those superb soundtracks. So here it is, Exploration 3. So there you go. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it? When I was looking for songs for this podcast, I was just typing in Google and stuff, and I'm going to be putting together lots of as interesting soundtracks as I can, and this includes lots of remixes from people and stuff like that, because obviously it's good. Very good. Yeah, we must encourage that. But basically, I was just looking at Flashback. You know how much I love Flashback, the game Flashback.
Speaking of Heart of Darkness earlier, it's...
Oh yeah, it's in that. I believe it is, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it's the same series. It's like a spiritual, because it's another world.
I can't remember his names, but some French guy makes them. Or is it a woman? I don't know.
Do you know what? I don't know. Well, basically, Flashback's one of my favourite games. In particular, the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive sound card, which is one of the greatest pieces of technology ever made, just did that game so much justice with the soundtrack. But basically, I was looking for that. I was looking for the classic memory recovering song. You know, the one that I'm obsessed with. The old, you know. But I stumbled across this guy, and I'm really sorry, guy, but but I found your song, and it's a really, really nice, incredible remix of not that song though, not the Memory Returned. It's a remix of just like the Journal theme, which isn't. It's just a sort of innocuous, you know, you don't really think about it song, but it's a nice little tune.
Not like the Journal from Shenmue, which we know from experience will wake your parents up.
It's Shenmue 2. It's Shenmue 2, that one. Because in the first game, it's nice and, you open it and it plays the Shenmue theme. It just goes la 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 la, nice strings. But like Shenmue 2, they decided to make it really annoying.
And
you
really
open your
Chinese.
book. Yeah. So it's just, my dad. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
No one's going to get that reference.
It's an in-joke, right? It's just, you just think, da, 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 my dad.
Oh, don't wake my dad up. He'll beat me.
So, yeah, it's just a little journal theme. It's just like a really small looping thing. But this guy, I'm going to find your name, and I'm going to mention, because I'm going to play it again the next time we do this. I'm going to give you the credit it's due, because I found this remix and I thought, I found a song for today, and it fits really nicely with what we've been talking about. Well, I say what we do, like game soundtracks that move us. Well, it actually turned into Morrowind appreciation discussion. So here it is.
Obviously, moved us quite far. It moved us a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it moved us into obsession. And it's not nostalgia either, by the way, because we still play Morrowind. I've been playing it again recently. Phil's been playing
and we picked it up. We picked it up a few years after it had been out. So
yeah, exactly. We missed the initial hype, which I've seen was actually as big. We're not the only ones, basically.
Oh,
so sorry. Yeah, no, we weren't. Trust me, we weren't. So yeah, Flashback, journal theme. This guy, I'm going to find your name. It's just such a lovely remix, and it's just like one of those things. Like it's just listen. Okay, something personal I've written here, which means something that doesn't necessarily have to be about games, but it could be. In other words, what I should have actually put is haven't planned.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'm doing.
Improv.
Let's talk. Have you got anything, Phil? Fucking useless.
Well, the problem is with also how I write songs. It's just like it always comes back to the things that I hate.
That's all right. We can get heavy.
Well, I was just thinking on the subject of that, we could talk about certain members of our family.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah.
They're not going to hear, but I mean...
They're not going to bother to listen, even the ones we like. Oh, did you like that, Mum? Yeah, it was great. Well, what was your favourite bit? The bit where...
did you mention Morrowind? Yeah. Ha It's not a hard guess, is it? Did you bang on about Morrowind again? Yeah. Brilliant.
Okay.
Collecting the rings. Saving the Hyrule with your rings.
Got to gather all 7 Chaos Emeralds so you can
getting across the road.
beat Dagoth.
Getting across the road, dodging the cars and getting over the logs. Getting home safe. That's what I would have called Frogger if I made it. Getting home safe.
That's a bit of a mouthful though to write on like the arcade machine. Getting home safe, the game. I suppose you could make it so it doesn't have to be a frog. It could be anything.
It could be a guy pissed.
Yeah.
At the other side of the logs, there's this kebab that flew off.
Yeah, just floating in the water.
He would still have it. I mean, I would.
If I was drunk enough, I'd still have a kebab that was dropped in the river.
Alright, here goes something personal about us, right? How pissed have you been? Cool, we're English and we're hard, we're really cool. We talk about getting pissed and having a good time being pissed and having a lark.
Which means women.
Constantly shagging the birds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on, Phil. You've done some stupid shit drunk. Like, fuck your hand up. But let's not talk about that one.
Yeah, that's a bit too personal.
You make it sound like you've got your knob out.
I did. No, I ruined my hand for a few months and.
Oh, come on! I'm fishing for anecdotes.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so drunk.
Funny ones.
I suppose there was Rob's thing where me and you got drunk and squeezed lemon in our eyes and.
See, I've got a horrible feeling, right?
Fell over on our way home.
I've got this horrible feeling that we might have been a bit too silly on that night, and he might be a bit annoyed.
I don't know. He's never mentioned it.
No, he's a happy guy. So basically, when me and Phil get together and we get a little bit, we have a few drinks. Like this happened recently. Here we go. This is a fun anecdote. It was here in your place, and
on my birthday.
Yeah, at your birthday, we got a bit merry. Funny. I'm going to mention something about that in a minute. So
See, we
got a bit merry, and like sort of we have this silly thing.
We're not competition drinkers.
Yeah,
we're just competitioners.
Twats. We're competition twats. Right?
We do it when we're sober though. We do little.
Yeah, but
things
not to
like,
this extent, right? Because basically, like we had a few drinks, and it was sort of the night was supposed to be winding down, but we ended up extending it because of this. But basically, we were just dicking about it. It just like it happens like drop of a fucking hat. Right? Yeah, it just happens so quick. Because we'll just look at each other, and then we just know that some stupid competition's on the way. And yeah, basically what happened was it was your housemate Matt. Jokingly, he went, "Well done, Tom." He said something, and he slammed this raw onion in front of me, and so he went, "Have that." It was like a joke. Have this stupid thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just sort of looked up at Phil with this little smirk, and I went, "This is the best thing I've ever been given." And I took a massive, wasn't it like almost half of the thing? It was a great big, I just chomped half of this onion away. Just
with the
chewed
skin
it.
still on.
Yeah, with the skin and the little hairs coming out and all the stuff. And I just chewed away on it, and I swallowed it, and it was nasty on the way down. It burnt quite a lot, and then I just sat there with this straight face, hiding the
Your
crying,
turn, Phil.
hiding back the tears. And I don't just mean cutting onions; I mean eating raw onions and burning your insides. So Phil picked his own onion up, and we both finished. I think we finished one each, didn't we? In the end.
Yeah, I think didn't we go back for another one, or I seem to remember more than 2 onions being consumed. Between the two of us.
Just to stop here for a sec, if you think we're telling you this because we think like, oh, we're really cool, no, we're telling you this because we think we're both a couple of complete dicks.
Hard dicks though.
Hard.
Yeah, hang on.
Hard dicks. But we're sort of saying it as
Hard
like,
and
don't be
cool.
like us, because no one in the room is going to think you're cool.
No, in fact, people in the room will leave the room and leave you to it.
Right, so now I've said that, I can go into this next bit of the story and not feel so bad. We're not trying to look cool. But basically, Phil wanted to step the game up a bit. So he got up, walked across the room, you grabbed the raw egg and you just kind of broke it. How did you do it again? Like, what was the technique? Did you just pick it up? Did you hold it above your mouth and crack it?
I think I sort of cracked the top end off and
it just
drank it.
Drank it down.
Yeah.
Well, so I had to do it as well, but I went over to the frying pan, which was full of old nasty fat stuff, wasn't it? As frying pans are, and I was like, "Ooh, I'll crack it all normal." And I cracked it, like you do, you hit it against the side of the frying pan, and quite a bit of it fell in the frying pan. And Phil went, "Don't waste it, I drank the whole thing." And I went, "Oh, fine." And I was using my fucking fingers, and I was raking this stuff up, getting all the 3-day-old oil with it as well. And I drank it all down, and I swallowed it, and but do you know what? I wasn't actually retching as much as I thought I would.
The egg was the easiest part.
Yeah, the actual. Yeah,
the onion and what came next was
the onion was giving us heartburn for the rest of the night. That was the problem.
Yeah.
The egg actually didn't repeat on us, which is really weird because I was
went down
expecting-
smooth.
But so was it you that? Yeah, it was you again that stepped it up because not only did I come on, do you reckon with the egg thing I've redeemed myself by eating that manky stuff with it? Okay, good. Just as long as I'm hard and cool. And
you kept up with the competition. That's the point.
I didn't feel decided to eat a load of washing up liquid. You took was it a fair old glug of
fairy liquid?
Fairy liquid.
Yeah, it was a mouthful.
Crying, I did the same. I was like, you fucking.
That made us retch.
That.
Just the mere act of swallowing that, nearly just as soon as it was down, it was almost up straight again.
Yeah.
And that was just horrible.
And it was just. Oh my god, that is the weirdest experience. You know that little mini retch I did?
Yeah.
It actually tasted exactly like it did that night. How weird is that? It must be like chemical memory or something. But that was horrible. Basically, I can't even describe the taste.
The heartburn.
Yeah, because I had heartburn, and I had to walk home that night in the middle of fucking.
Just soapy egg repeating on it for the next couple of days for me. It
was the onion and the fairy liquid was repeating on us for several days. That was ridiculous. The only other thing I'm going to say, so we're going to wrap this up now because we've been chatting away for ages, and I don't know how much of this is actually usable. But the other thing I'm going to say is talking about being a bit drunk was if you look back at our MCM coverage, the one that just went, and Phil, I hope you're going to make it to the next event.
Yeah,
don't miss out
October.
on that one. Yeah,
no, I've decided.
We're only going to go for one day in October, but Eurogamer is the one where we're going several days. That's
again
that's a big one.
Your personal medical problems was why I couldn't make it to this one.
That's true.
That and the fact it was just after my birthday, so my money was also mostly spent on Captain Morgan's because I'm cool. You know, that's what cool people do.
Captain Morgan's, crate of eggs, fairy liquid, onions. Don't forget onions.
Bleach to clean up all the sick.
Oh yeah, I fell over as well, didn't I? I fell over on some of the egg. I think that landed on the floor.
You fell over everywhere. You made a sandwich and then you punched it. I remember.
Oh, that. Jesus!
You did a dad.
Okay, so I think we've babbled enough. I really have. I really don't know how we're going to cut this together and use it. Let's have one more song, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, I want to play classic Super Hang-On track, Winning Run, okay? But I'm not just going to play a normal version, I'm going to play your version of it.
Oh, yeah.
Little surprise. We are shameful enough to use our own music. No, but seriously, it's a really good cover. He's done really good attention to detail with it, and we both make music. We both do a lot of sequencing. Well, you know, you've got more experience with it than I have, and I was just blown away with this track. I'm not going to play the full 5 minutes though. I'm going to play it through to the solo, and then end it where it's supposed to end.
Right.
But yeah, well, here it is, Winning Run from Super Hang On. Nice job there, Phil. That's a brilliant, that's a really cracking track. Okay, that's us done for today then. Thanks so much for listening. Your feedback is always important, so give us some comments on this video, and if you want to send us more personal stuff, insults, you know, like
how you would do it better,
how you please send us luckyhitseries@gmail.com, and it's Lucky Hit Series, all lowercase, all one word.
Oh, do be sure to tell me how the zombie mode on Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is not a generic load of
you tell us how it's actually really deep, right? And we're just a couple of English noobs.
Tell us how we're just
no British noobs. We're just newbie noobs who don't get it, man.
Just feel free to do that.
Newbie noobs can't fit your dog through a toilet tube. Sorry, I wanted to get all 12-year-old.
What?
I want to get in their mindset of the Call of Duty player.
Alright, so just make anything
I've
right.
banged everyone's mum.
Oh yeah. Including yours.
Anyway. So, thanks a lot for listening to the first Lucky Hit podcast. I really do promise that the rest of these are going to be structured. And we're gonna have more people with us as well. We're gonna have Lex when he's available. We're gonna hopefully, I haven't told you, I haven't run him by him yet, but hopefully we're gonna have the Gagger Man with us soon as well. Mm-hmm. And these people would stop us from just ranting on and on about Morrowind. Thank you very much. I've been Tommy Pope, Murray Curry, and
I've been Phil Pope, Flat the Younger.
which is really good. It's such a good name. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.